Behind them, you can see Peter Kyle Henny leading Pro-Am 2 as again Ewan Mackay tries the outside down towards Brooklands. Tries to duck up the inside, coming out of the corner for the outside line at Luffield. He's all over the back of, and out the inside of Sean Hudspeth. Is it going to pay out for him? Yes, he comes out of Luffield through, up the inside. And here comes Oliphant. He's gone round the outside of Eastwood. He's gone round the outside of Sharp. That doesn't quite work. He's not been able to get in front of Eastwood, but he has now. And Plato dives at the inside as well, and he makes a move stick. Fantastic.
So clearly the track is coming to various people as Tom Oliphant goes the long way round into Stoke Corner. It'll be a brave one there. This battle for 5th and 6th. Plato and Oliphant at it again. The 77 car, the red and white car, has the better line. But my goodness me, Tom Oliphant there with a brilliant overtaking manoeuvre.
Play here on board with Esme Hawkey of a very busy first lap, and Richard Hawken being tagged into that spin by Dan Kirby. And Hawkey just avoids Hawken. That was come to the field. Rowledge puts the pressure onto Dylan Pereira. Can O'Keefe sweep the momentum around the outside of his teammate? Oh, contact between the two, and Enzo truly slams the doors shut. And now almost into the wall. He got deep in through the corner. Alessandro Latif there, having qualified well, losing places off the start, and now having to make the car as wide as possible. Have a look at Jelly's line through the chicane. Again, he has that very different curb-happy line through the final part of it. Now he gets the run up the inside going towards Clark, and this time he'll go through. He locks up, but he goes through, scrabbles his way by, and so Stephen Jelly gains the place.
Swedish driver, or the Swedish Championship driver, Philip Morin, qualified in the third row, inside the third row, and Zamparelli looks for the lead round the outside, side by side. Oh, look at this stuff, this is brilliant. Well, there is a hole in the air being made, and these guys are learning about drafting, about slipstreaming. First and second, absolutely together.
Around the outside if he can, he puts himself in jeopardy on the outside line and runs right through the gravel. Diving up the inside, then goes Tom Oliphant to try and gain a place. Barry Baxter rally crosses his way through the gravel and back onto the circuit. He's in 6th, staring at the back of Bradley Ellis, tries to make a move on the way up towards the complex. Inside line is claimed.
This is still behind Gamble.
So at the timing being to the second sector, he was through, but...
Oh, lock up,
no.
lock up.
Well, that is going to be enough.
Mistake. Pressure mounted. And whether that's a lock-up, maybe even a puncture or just a lock-up, but what a shame for George Gamble.
Further, Ross Wiley may be able to rejoin, and we may have a safety car. We've certainly got waved yellow flags. So right from the off, there is drama. Charlie Eastwood leads the way. We do have a safety car. At least that will keep him in the lead. A red flag would have been very bad news because he has had the lion's share of the wins, but at the moment has got work to do to get himself up through the pack as he comes over the line.
And off. That's Carl Henny. He's missed his braking at the end of the straight. Don't hit anything.
Oh, he does. Wet, friction-free grass. He was a passenger. He knew what was coming. He just couldn't steer it out of it, and he couldn't slow the car. Now Sharp tries the outside at Agostini. That doesn't pay out for him, but what he needs to do is try and duck up the inside as they come out of the corner. Can't do it. And all the while, he's got to be careful in his mirrors of where Ewan Mackay is. Dan Mackay behind is now under real attack from Lewis Plato. Sharp now commits to the inside. There was just about enough room. He's gone through, but he goes wide. Does that give us a look up the inside? Door left wide open. He's through, but he arrives very quickly. Locks up, runs out wide and wider and wider, and goes from first to second to third to fourth to fifth in class in one move. Top of the safety car, it will head for the pit lane. We are going to go racing once more. Dan Camish leads the way. Dino Zamparelli right with him. And look at the way they've gapped Tom Sharp there. The top two, long gone.
Down the National Straight, round about halfway around the final lap and into... Oh, I was just about to say, I thought Oliphant was going down the inside. He feigned to do it, and look what's happened. He's dropped back one, maybe 1.5, but gets a great run on the 4th place man, and now Stephen Jelly has attackers on both sides, and fantastic piece of driving. That is so quick through there into the Maggots Beckett's complex, and Tom Oliphant.
Dan Harper through and Elinas through on Plato.
Well, Harper's got past Elinas and Plato, so Lewis Plato going backwards. This is up towards the timing line. Zamparelli leads up in a second, then now it is Dan Harper side by side for third. Back just ahead, Lewis Plato ahead of Tio Elinas. Behind them, look, you've got Tom Wrigley as they dive down towards... Christian Chia sits 16th overall, first in class. And then with Lee Chow and Jackie Wu between himself and John Shen and Adrian De Silva. So Christian Chia could be on course to wrapping up the championship as the sun continues to set in Singapore. Just a couple of hours away
from the Singapore Grand Prix.
Oliphant is ahead, but can he get in front and then claim the line for the corner? He's going to sit on the outside. That's really brave. He runs off the road. They almost make contact, but Oliphant goes through. Sharp fights back on the outside. He's got one more chance to duck up the inside here, which he takes. Is he going to go back through? Yes, he is. Fantastic racing. Tom Sharp.
All these cars came here looking absolutely immaculate. New windscreens in them, fresh bodywork, and of course, being gone out wide on the exit.
That was Mackay, wasn't it, coming through?
Mackay in the blue fronted car has made that position back, which is great.
The last two cars in the classification are the Jenningses after their respective spins, and Tom Sharp is all crossed up and he's on the grass, and through goes Bradley Ellis.
That evil handling car caught him out, didn't it?
Quite close enough. He's closing. That might well be an opportunity here. Goes to the inside. But Elina's still there too. And he's got it done, I think. Just minor brush there as he took the turn. Elinas might have the run here on the exit though, coming around the Curva Grande.
Terrific driving by. Going to have a real battle, a ding-dong battle, because Charlie Eastwood defending is really slowing the both of them down. And Zamparelli's going to be right on the back soon enough. He's there now. Eastwood's really defending hard. Watch Camish through the chicane. He's going to take a big chunk of right-hand curb and try and carry some extra pace. Look, there.
With the timing line currently leading Pro-Am 1 as Charlie Eastwood then, who has had 2 race wins this year, who was one of the stars in the Le Mans race, getting the fastest lap after a puncture early on. He leads, but he's under attack. Dino Zamparelli pulls out. How's the look coming up towards Wilson? Charlie Eastwood defends, and if these two start to squabble, that's going to help Lewis Plato stay with them and indeed attack them. Gets sideways, and that gives Dino Zamparelli a run up the inside into Coram. He's got to be brave to do this, and it doesn't quite work for him. Oliphant just able to move across and cover the line. Zamparelli has the momentum. The outside line into this final sequence of corners isn't going to work either because he got sideways and had to back out of it. Wrong line for Copse, isn't he? And Sean Hudspeth, if he breaks later, will go through, and he retakes second in Pro-Am 1. Dan Camish is going to win for the 10th time in the Porsche Carrera Cup Great Britain for 2016. Jelly again going wide over the curb. This is Sharp's opportunity. Almost able to commit to it, but then there's a puff of tar smoke from Jelly. He runs wide, then he's over the curb. Sharp up the inside, they lean. Sharp takes to the grass, there's more leaning. Take that, says Tom, and he's gone through.
Well, that was almost a mirror image of exactly what happened for the lead last year, and Jelly's come back up the inside, more contact. Surely one of these two will have a puncture or something.
Towards the complex on the infield for the first time. Through Farm, down towards the tight right-hander, and then it's the slowest corner on the circuit at the loop, and it's side by side for the moment as Stephen Jelly was trying to push through there. Tom Sharp, and already we've got problems. The 81 is Ewan Mackay, who's gone off the Into racing car. There's 1, 2, 3, 4.
The corner of the lap, and therefore loses a little bit of time. Let's see, over the timing line they will come. 6/10 has become 0.341 of a second, and Plato does the fastest lap.
Yeah, he closed up and used the toe nicely there, did Plato.
You get the sense it's not done. Up the inside goes the 77. It's Singapore's own Daniel Nielsen-Frost on his return to racing after stepping away from the road to Indy. The dream of pursuing IndyCar momentarily on pause.
They come, and Tom Sharp is not catching Eastwood because he's about to lose a place to Tom Oliphant. Up the inside, almost touching. Oliphant in the black-fronted car has the inside line. Sharp braves it out as best he can, but he has to give way as they dive down through Duffer's Dip. Oliphant goes through. Sharp clambering all over the back of him, wants the place back. Latif is right there with them as
exactly what those guys in the midfield didn't want.
Yeah, and Camish at the front's had contact on the exit of the chicane. He's still going, but he had contact as well.
Dino Zamparelli made his move early, and that is really important for the championship.
Yeah, he said he was going to do it, and in fact it's turned out to be the safest place to be, hasn't it?
Yeah, exactly so. Rivera in second now, then more. Where's the pole man going?
change for the lead of Pro-Am 2. Mark Radcliffe here is ahead of Peter Kyle Henney. So we've had the reversal, and off goes Sean Hudspeth. That is one way to get your lead of the class back. It's if you're...
Oh, she's going to learn a few things and tag on to the back of them.
Yeah, Wrigley, I think, has got a good run here. Hawkey's got a good run here on Dino Zamparelli. She's going to the outside as they come down into Rettifilio. Is she going to have a go at that? She took a look, didn't she?
Yeah, she had a good run, didn't she? And but Zamparelli cleverly covered the inside, and it's a bit like the Elinas Zamparelli situation last time. Now Wrigley wasn't able to get through.
Flashing the lights there, trying to distract Zamparelli, but Dino is not going to crack surely, and it's Eastwood that goes wide, in fact, and makes a big mistake there, runs really wide, and look at the ground he's lost. Tio Alinasi's almost alongside him, but again, look, he's on the outside line. This is going to be a really brave effort by Alinas on the brakes. He does do.
Dan Mackay making his car just wide enough to fend him off as they make the run onto Bentley Straight. The two Redline Racing run cars absolutely nose to tail. I think this is the lead gap. He's up to 1.4 seconds. New fastest lap of the race done by Charlie Eastwood.
Yes, he's got something in hand, isn't he? A 52.2 is a quick lap time. But this is the battle that's going to captivate us on the last lap. Ewan Mackay, a few mistakes, Mick creeping in, he got sideways, and brother Dan covers the inside. Plato looks to take advantage.
Doesn't happen there. Half a lap or so remains.
Tom Sharp, much better traction off Luffield. Has he got up the inside? There's a chink. He has managed to do it on the apex of Woodcote. He's going to have the inside for Copse. I'm sure he'll go through. Latif will look to go through as well. But Dan Lloyd closes the door and just stops him. But a really good, well set up move by Tom.